I think this is the best case. What should 49ers fans be rooting for in this quarterback situation? Dan says Lance starts week 1 and never looks back. That's the best case scenario. Now, why do I say that? Because the ceiling, right? I've been on record many times. I love Brock Purdy. I love Trey Lance. This is not an anti-Purdy whatever. But if you look at the traits, the physical traits, Lance has them in spades. There's a reason why he went top 3. There's a reason why Brock Purdy went 262. Because the traits, the size, the speed, the arm power, the throwing power, the throwing everything. I mean, it's just different. It's just different. He's younger, he's stronger, he's faster, all those things. Now, one of the things, David, he commented on this as well in Patreon. He sent me a DM. He said, one narrative that won't die is imagine Trey with this big arm. He put quotes around it too. He says, from what I've seen, Brock is a better scrambler in the same number of games. But yeah, Trey might be able to win in a 60-yarder, but what do you want? You want both. You want both. But yeah, a short area burst, Brock Purdy's got it. Top end speed, not even close. Now, the eye test works fine. Trey didn't have to do all of the stuff at the combine. He didn't have to. He was guaranteed top pick, whatever else. Brock had to do everything. And so Brock showed his 40-yard dash is terrible. He's one of the slowest quarterbacks in the league. However, he also showed his 10-yard burst, one of the best in the league. So he gets there quick. That's that, short area agility that we saw maneuvering around the pocket and things like that. Trey doesn't have that. Trey does not have short area burst, but he does have physicality. Can Kyle Shanahan uncork that? The report came out that, and I thought this was funny, that the 49ers were underwhelmed with Trey's scrambling ability. And I'm like, wait a second. You don't see him scramble in college film, right? We don't have much film on Trey Lance. Now, if you want to see that, we've got all the film breakdowns that you could ever want over on our Patreon page. You could just type in Trey Lance in that little search field, and you can see all of last year's. I've already put that together for last year. So if you want to see every throw, every run that he's done, just kind of unabridged without audio, just so you can kind of get your own diagnosis of what Trey does well, what he does bad. It's every single rep, every pass attempt, every rush attempt that he had last year. That's already up. This week, I'm going to be working on that for this, the 2022 season. So if you want to see those things, it's easy to say, well, Trey did this or Trey did that and look at the stats. Whoa. Every play provides context. How was he versus the blitz? How was he versus this? Now, this year sucked because the Chicago game was a monsoon, but that's just the way it goes. So you kind of got to play those things into this whole thing. Now, the good news is this, and again, back to Dan's comment, the thing that we should be wanting to happen is Trey Lance gets the starting nod. And why did he get the starting nod? We could talk about that, right? He got it because Brock got hurt. If Brock Purdy did not get injured, this offseason would have been much more stressful. Let me back that up. If Brock Purdy stayed healthy, and let's just say they hypothetically, they still lose the NFC championship, whatever. I don't care. Not saying that would have happened. Let's just play down that argument. You have to, Shanahan's like, man, we've got this, quote unquote Ferrari could be parked in the garage. He's finally healthy. We're just going to roll with Brock. And I think that's what they would have done. That's what I would have done. Brock got you the NFC championship. You keep playing with Brock. This allows you to go for upside while still having Brock there, because Trey's going to get all those snaps, throughout OTAs, minicamp. At some point during minicamp, I think Brock's going to come back. They're going to be cautious with him. Preseason, that's when he should be good. You roll with Trey Lance week 1, and if Trey Lance is amazing, boom, you stick with it. If he's not, then you go to Purdy, and you're right back where you were last year, which is not a bad consolation prize. It's not. But you got, at some point, the 49ers have to see what Trey can do. And, one of the things that stands out to me most is, if I post anything about Brock Purdy or Trey Lance or Jimmy Garoppolo, if I just mention their name on Twitter, You get 1/3 of Twitter coming to tell you how Jimmy Garoppolo is the greatest human being that's ever, and he's better than Joe Montana, whatever. Or you get people that's like Brock Purdy's the guy, no matter what. Then you get people that are like Trey Lance is the guy, no matter what, whatever. People have to crap on the other two options. Not all, not most of you guys or girls, because you guys are here. And so I don't know. I don't like that. And I hate the way that is. I like Jimmy Garoppolo. I really, really do. I want him to go elsewhere. I want him to get paid. I want him to be the guy. And I want him to be successful. I want it to be in the AFC, though. And I hope he signs for over $30 million, which I think he will. And I hope the 49ers get a third-round comp pick for it. I think we will. But I want whoever's under center to be successful. When that was Nick Mullins, it was him. When it was CJ Beathard, it was him. When it was Hoyer, it was him. When it was Jimmy, it was him. When it was Purdy, it was him. And when it's Trey, I want him to be successful as well.
The 49ers Rush Podcast.